Hey guys, I've been waiting for you. Glad that you joined us today. Another episode of HBCU Conversations here on HBCU Game Day. We're going back to my hometown, the city of Oaks, I think we call it. I just call it Raleighwood. We're going to take a little spin literally around St. Augustine's University. Joining me now, Mohammed. Umar, you guys had an announcement come out this week that St. Augustine's is going to be the first ever HBCU with a cycling program. I just got to tell you, man, that came out of nowhere. Was not expecting to see that. Man, how did this come together?
Oh man, I appreciate you having us, man. And it did. It for us, it didn't come out of anywhere. We've been working on this program as well as other programs that we hope to initiate in our sport management program at St. Aug. For about a year, since the summer of 19, last summer, my colleague, Dr. Mark Janis, had come to me. He's a cycler, and he came to me and said, maybe interesting to look into cycling. I was a little apprehensive at first because I honestly didn't see the connection with the HBCU cultural experience, which, we try to make sure we maintain on our campuses for our students. And then, he shared with me the story of Major Taylor. African-American in the early 1900s that was an international world champion in cycling. And so that sports heritage had opened the door for us to really look at cycling, not only as an activity for our students to engage in on campus, but also something that we in the business school, because our sport management program is in the business school at St. Aug, that allows us to engage our students on in the event side, and just so many other inputs we can really bring out of this idea and this concept of cycling. And it's amazing the impact and the student engagement that has come since we made the announcement. Even last summer, we did a poll of our students in the fall of last year just to see their interest. And it was a tremendous feedback from the students, and it was pretty much unexpected, especially cycling, because, in our community, we typically don't hear about cycling as an activity that we engage in as a culture. So we felt like this was a time for St. Aug, particularly our sport management program and the business school to make itself known, to see how we could stand out in this crowded field. And cycling gave us a chance to do that, and it connected us authentically to our culture and our history.
Well, Umar, I can tell you, as I'm a retired cyclist, my wife made me retire. I think that was the first thing when we got married. She said, "You will not ride that bike anymore." Because I had a road bike. I was out on the streets, man, riding through Greensboro. If I found the hill, I could get up to 40 miles per hour. I was all in.
Right.
So she snatched the rug from underneath me on that. But I can say this. Was not a whole lot of brothers out there with me. There were some. There were some. But we were a minority out there. But man, it is one of the funnest things I've ever done, and I really miss it. So people would be missing the boat if they think that it's not really cool to get out there and move on a real bike.
Definitely. And we've seen even just yesterday, I had a student, international student of mine, and he called me. He said, "I heard about the cycling team." He said, I want to get in. I said, tell me about cycling. What's your experience? He said, "Listen, I'm from Eritrea, right? Oh, Eritrea. I'm sorry." And he said, growing up, I used to want to decide between going to church on Sundays or going to see the cycling events that were downtown. He said, I told my grandmother that I wanted to go to church downtown so I could be close to the cycling events. And so when he told me this, it really rang true, because we have a lot of international students at St. Augustine, and for them to see this as an opportunity for them to engage, it was just tremendous. It was just tremendous outpour of support, particularly from our students, and now even more so from the community over the last couple of days. So we're just excited about this chance, and I'm excited about the chance to learn more about cycling myself.
Oh man, look,
I grew up with. Yeah.
There's a lot to it, man. You get out there, you start drafting the aerodynamics that are involved. Who will you guys be competing against? Because it's going to start out as it's going to be a club sport, right?
Right. Right. So there's a collegiate club cycling conference, right? And there's two levels. We're coming in on the first level. There's a varsity program also, and the varsity program actually offers scholarships. So we want to build to that space. But right now we're in the collegiate cycling conference, which includes teams in the Atlantic division. So it's about 10 divisions across the country based on geography. And we'll be in the Atlantic division, and we'll play teams like Virginia Tech. We'll race against Virginia Tech, your Dukes, your NC States, your William and Marys, your Liberty Universities, your John Hopkins. And so we have a great opportunity to not only compete against some of those established universities, but also get our brand and our competition and our students out there to experience new things. So we're excited, man. I mean, hopefully bring the community with us as we go on those competitions, right? And really kind of expose people to what HBCU life can be, and the engagement, and hopefully encourage other students and other universities like ours to be engaged in this process too.
We're talking with Mohammed from St. Augustine's University in Raleigh, CIAA member. They're starting a club program for cycling. Now, you wear a lot of hats. You're a professor in the biz. Do you teach business or?
So yes. So at St. Augustine's, the School of Business Management and Technology, and the management stands for sport management. And so our program has shifted over to the business school about 5 or 6 years ago before I got there. And so we came on, and someone who's coming from the sports business world or entrepreneur world, I had big ideas coming into academia, some things that we want to engage our students with in the department. And so it took a little time for us to really see how things work. But it's been so much support on campus, particularly our dean in the business school. He's been very supportive of us striving to reinvigorate the program. Have our sport management program really stand out. We think we're special because we're already in the business school, when most sports management is in physical ed, exercise science. And so for us to have our students learning business skills, the knowledge of sport business and what that entails in management, we're excited. And so this initiative, the cycling team, is an initiative of the business school. It's not an initiative of the athletic department. And so we're going to work with athletics. We're going to work with student activities. But this is an initiative that our dean really allowed us to kind of look into and push. And so we've been taking this time to really look at what we can engage from a business perspective too, right? Not just competitively, but also from a business perspective. How can we get our students more engagement and hands-on experience in sports? And this gives us a tremendous opportunity to do that, to connect with our community, the local businesses, the local cycling clubs, to hold events, to have our students really engaged in the process of designing a cycling event. And so we're excited. I mean, it's just opened so many doors for us. And this is one of a couple of steps that we're making to really recharge our sport management program. And so this is the first step. So hopefully, we'll be able to come back and really share what our next steps are. I know, and so, we're excited. There's some steps we have to take, even with the cycling program, initiating and starting within this COVID-19 space. We're doing some things that we hope will be more encouraging to our students. We're going to start initially with e-cycling and really look at engaging a couple of students in that during the summer. And so when hopefully we get back on campus in the fall, we'll be able to really push this initiative. And we already had students that were interested in joining the team. And so we're excited. I mean, it gives us so many inputs. Analytics, our students will be able to look at cycling analytics. We'll be able to look at management of spaces and events. I mean, it's just so many inputs that our business students, our sport management business students will be able to engage in.
Omar, where will you guys have to work out? I mean, you cover a lot of miles in cycling. you need some space to be able to move.
Right. Well, the interesting thing is that where we're located in Raleigh gives us a tremendous amount of street space in that area. We're close to downtown. We also have a tremendous amount of cycling clubs in the Triangle area, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area. And so I really don't think we're going to have any issues with practice. We have stationary bikes if we need to practice in a singular space and not outside. And so we're excited. I mean, we have partnerships that we're beginning to initiate and start. And so we this is an exploratory experience for us during this time, right? But we're excited about the challenge that we face, and we feel like it's going to be a opportunity not only for our students but the community to engage back with us.
Look, you got people out there who will probably want to help you. I know LeBron's a big biker. Maybe we can get in LeBron's here.
Hey.
How can people help and assist what you guys are doing?
Definitely. So right now we're definitely looking for support partnerships in any way. We've had businesses reach out to us about equipment. So we're interested in donating equipment, cycling equipment, you name it, uniform. We're looking at, what kind of uniform we want to create, design, just the technology needed for e-cycling space. If you want to help us teach and teach our students, we're looking for volunteers and coaches out there who have experience in cycling, and they can help our students really understand the technical and the detail of learning that skill. And so we're excited. Even for the professors ourselves, we want more input from the community and those who are quote unquote professionals in cycling now to really help us understand what we're engaged in. But we do feel like that we're on the right track. It allows us to really connect on so many levels, and so we're hopeful that anybody that sees an opportunity to work with us, they'll be willing to contact us, and we're very open to contact and reach out to.
Well, let me tell you, it is such a rabbit hole. Again, I was an amateur cyclist at best, but it's all about the weight of your bike, man. And you can get so crazy, and you got to have a carbon fiber cup, the bottle holder, and everything's got to be carbon fiber. And carbon fiber is not cheap, people.
Yeah, it's funny. I was learning. I was reading up on Major Taylor, and it's interesting his impact on the culture of cycling, right? So they created handlebars, special Major Taylor handlebars that they were selling during the time. I mean, this guy, he had television episode series that was named after him. I mean, so it's just an amazing story that we have to connect to our culture. And I believe as an HBCU and as a member of a faculty of HBCU, it's our duty to bring those historical, those heritage stories about our impact on our society, particularly in sports where we focus. I think it's important for us to bring that to our students and highlight those careers, because his life was, up until about 1980, not many people had heard about Major Taylor. And so we want to make sure that we make that connection, not only for our students, but for the broader community as well. So we're excited.
Yeah, look, maybe you can get Nas on board. He's been doing that commercial with Major Taylor. So, the only HBCU to have a cycling program there.
That was a Hennessy commercial during the Super Bowl. Yeah, Hennessy did a Major Taylor commercial.
Yeah, it's been on TV for years. So that's so
we're excited. And like I said, all are welcome. Please reach out to us. We have no problem with having that conversation. And if we definitely need some guidance along this path, but we think we're on the right. We've started a great foundation that I think we'll be able to build from.
Hey, you have to go over to Coach Williams and see if he'll loan you a sprinter or two. Y'all got some speed on campus now.
Yes. Well, it's funny because we have about 3 or 4 track students that are very interested in being on the track on the cycling team. So it's amazing the excitement that our students are feeling, even being home right now. When they heard the announcement, we got emails in, we got phone calls and texts saying, Professor, please put me on the team. I'm interested. This is something I grew up with, and this is big. I had one guy hit me on Instagram and say, "This changes the game." I said, "Wow, okay." So we're happy. We're excited. And like I say, for me particularly as a professor, always wanted a way to engage our students in something that is where they are, right? It's hitting them where they are.
Right.
And this allows us to really look at sports IT and esports in a different way.
And you're not new to coaching. You've done some coaching in other sports in the past, right?
Yes, I coached at North Carolina Central from about 2004 to 2009. A good friend, Lavelle Moten, was assistant. We were assistant coaches together. And so I feel a sense of pride seeing him on the sideline, taking the program where I was there was from Division II, transitioning into Division I. And then when Lavelle came in, he took it up a level, and so multiple levels, excuse me. And so I feel excited about being a part of that growth process. And so, yeah, basketball is my first sport. And it's a sport that I'm still passionate about. But as a professor in sports in general, I think cycling is one of those things that it crosses lines. I mean, it's a sport that every athlete can gain benefit from, right? As a performance training kind of tool, right? Your core, your shoulders, your hips. I mean, all those different things, quads, exactly, ankles, and all those different things are coming to bear when you're cycling, especially at distance cycling.
Yeah, and it's all low impact as well, so that makes it even better.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome.
So we're excited. Yeah.
Well, Umar, thank you so much for joining us, man. All the best. We are definitely going to keep an eye out and see where the cycling program goes at St. Augustine's, and looking forward to covering it in years to come.
Thank you, Tali. I appreciate you having us on HBCU Game Day. Appreciate you so much.
Absolutely. This has been Conversations. Don't forget, you can always subscribe to our channel, check out more videos. Just click on the screen. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, just go to the homepage and, man, hit that follow button, and that'll put you in there. All right. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later.